What's going on, traders? It looks like the bull market is back, or almost, if we go by technical terms, right? The 20% is a bear market. We're getting on back there. I think it's about 19% there from the bottom. Is the bear market done with? We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about that. Welcome to At the Close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Well, Joel. Looks like the bear needs to go in the cave because the bull is back, baby.
Yeah. Boy, am I gonna have some fun tomorrow with our resident bears, Bear Mitch and Bear Dennis. But one day doesn't make a market. Let's just recap some things. We got some interesting things to point out to you that you might not see anywhere else on Wall Street. We're up 69.25 handles. Mitch and I will talk about the couple catalysts that happened. To me, did have that line there, triple top, quad top, no more. Got through there and picked up another leg. We're 16 handles above that. Limited daily resistance, as you can see. Crude, wow, splat, down 344. They're just pumping. They're pumping, and they're not going to stop pumping until crude gets to $60. Down 344 at 90.98. Gold distanced itself from 1800, down 780, 1781.90. Silver, that's only down 11 cents here at 20.02. Bitcoin having a good day, up 550 at 23,550. Ethereum, okay, up $23 at 1662.
All right, watching a position of mine is about to hit the tape. I'm trying to get it out. But let's take a look at what happened today and why did we get moving, right? I think we need to kind of keep on watch and get some explanation here. So if you took a look at 10 a.m., we got the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. This was the consensus and estimate was at 53.5. The prior was 55.3. So if you look at the prior to the consensus, it was expected to kind of leak still a little bit. We got a surprise here at 56.7. So this is actually higher than the prior, showing not a slowdown, but actually a push back in the right direction, better than expected. Then at 10:30, we got an even bigger surprise coming in with the crude inventories. We got a surprise. It was the consensus was us to miss here and be negative 629,000. What we actually got was positive 4.46 million. So that was definitely a surprise there from the stockpile. And of course, this could have maybe come from the release of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, but gasoline stockpiles grew by 160,000 and consumers used just 8.5 million barrels of a day of gasoline compared to 9.4 million the same period last year. From that point, we started really ripping and rallying, and it wasn't only the economic data, right? We did get Fed talk that helped support this. And so we talked about it early today that this was going to be a Fed talk kind of day, and that's exactly what we got. We got some big comments, of course. St. Louis Federal Reserve President James Bullard in the morning was talking about how he expects the central bank to keep hiking rates and controlling inflation. We're going to have to see convincing evidence across the board, headline and other measures of core inflation all coming down convincingly before we feel like we're doing our job. That came from Bullard. But we had San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly, and also we got comments here. Yesterday, she said nowhere near done with fighting the fight to cool inflation. Today, she said that 50 basis points would be a reasonable thing to do in September. That is an outlook that I don't think was expected there, and already telling us that, yes, maybe 75 basis points is off the table in September, and 50 basis points is the focus here. We also got comments from Fed President Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin at around 11:45. He said that recession fears are a little inconsistent with monthly job growth of nearly 400,000. So a lot went on
Lot to
there.
digest there. Yeah, yeah. Interesting that the economic data moved the market a little bit, but the Fed speak moved, was the what moved the market more. I just think it's just, the market had like a pause, like it had that 3-day pause, and waiting for the bottom to fall out with Nancy Pelosi trip and everything, and it didn't happen. So, like I said, one day doesn't make a market. It's good that we broke out. It's good. Well, it's still, we're still far ways from the 50%. Now we're getting close to that 50% retracement. That would not be out of the realm of possibility. I just think too many people were just waiting for that negative catalyst off China when it turned out to be not so much of a factor. Now, who knows what's going to happen Sunday night when we're sleeping? But that's another factor. But man, oh man, we got a lot of stocks on the move, and I think we did okay on the pre-market prep show as far as our early analysis.
Yeah, definitely. I think we did a great job with our analysis. Now we can get into some of these stocks, right? I always like to pay attention to what sectors led us and what was strong today. Technology, if we take a look, you're going to see what led software application names. What are some of those names that were doing well there? Let's go ahead. Let's take a little bit deeper dive. If you take a look at high cap names, you'll see stocks bouncing back like Intuit. You can see INTU having a really good day there, 4.19%. And for a $400 stock, that's not a bad move there.
Okay, let's take a look at Intuit. Boom, boom. Not much in the pre-market trading. 460, and you just got into a lightly traveled area, right? Between 460 and 480. If you're looking for more on this one, long ways to go to fill that 50% retracement.
Yep, and we'll continue to watch to see what happens there from software applications. Of course, these are the ones that usually have some high kind of P&E outlook, earnings forward. So they're definitely bouncing back. Growth is back, at least from what's showing up right now.
Yeah.
Now let's go take a look at PayPal and Square. I think Joel has a very interesting relationship that presented itself today that can give you a potential to really kind of make a nice bet here. What did you see happen today, Joel?
First of all, with PayPal, got juiced, right? And that pre-market high turned out to be a really good level, right? 102, just never even got there in the regular session. Actually, 101.95 is what happened. But what I think more than what happened today is there are a lot, and we'll talk about this at our upcoming event. There's a lot of pair traders out there, right? And this is probably a very, very common pair. So if you came in long PayPal and short Square, oh man, that spread was just, you couldn't get any better than that on the open. Now, if you were short PayPal and long Square, that wasn't such a good open. But if you had nothing on, right, and you were looking at the historical pattern of PayPal and Square, and you look at where did they close? They closed yesterday. They're both up about $8 now. But what you had at the open is you had PayPal open at 101.14, right? And you had Square open at 81.03. So what went off the board is like basically a 10 point spread. It blew out. It doubled. That pair doubled. So the advantageous traders, looking for some kind of reversion to the mean, they were out there relentlessly selling PayPal and buying Square hand over fist. Now they've brought it back more into the equilibrium where it was, to start the session. Right now, it's a $10, right? That's basically what it was yesterday. It doubled, and it just an anomaly. They came in and they just selling as much PayPal as they can and buying as much Square. came back to equilibrium. That spread came in $10. So that's just an interesting, like I said, if you had it on the wrong way, you got smoked. If you had it on the right way, it was fantastic. But there's a way, with hedge trading. I mean, you could have blown out. I mean, PayPal could have went up 50 and Square would have been only up, 20, and you would have lost your tokens. But you just gotta keep an eye on things. We're really gonna drill down on that stuff when we have the event coming up on August 18th. But I just interesting. And I'm sure Triple D will have some things to say about that tomorrow. But I just want to talk about that. PayPal pulling back, Square having a great day. Both having really good days, almost back in line. That spread's only moved 60 cents now.
All right, we can go ahead and take a look at. We were talking about this morning about that there was a lot of like kind of the dash for trash, right? Even how this market wasn't really acting logical. Did we get yesterday? We got Robinhood to cut 23% of its staff. Yet this was the second round of layoffs this year. Comments from Vlad saying that we did not go far enough in the first reduction, and then the stock just rips today.
Lower expenses, cheap. I mean, cheap stock. I don't know relative to its earnings, but yeah, the gap and go, strong market, reducing expenses, and there you go. Nice move. A lot of congestion in this area. So if you're trading this short term, this 1065, I would have given you this whole range from 1045 up to 1086. One, two, three, four, five highs, six highs in a row. What I'd like to do is split it. That would make it 1065. What's your high today? 1076, pulling back. So got some work to do. S&P's now going to tick 4170 here, trading at the highs of the session.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some of the healthcare names because healthcare was also a leading sector today. We had two major stocks reporting earnings. We can first take a look. Oh, well, I mean, you can count three stocks, right? As Joel going to CVS also, but I think these two took even stronger lead.
Okay.
I'd take a look at Gilead and Moderna. First one, you can pick whichever one you want to go to. Let's do Gilead. Look at that move right there. EPS coming in at $1.58, beating the $1.53 estimate. Sales at $6.26 billion, beating the $5.86 billion estimate there. Gilead getting a nice little push there.
You talk about a forgotten stock on the pre-market prep show. Holy mackerel. I don't know if we have mentioned Gilead this entire year. I mean, it's just been a dog, is a dog with fleas, gone on absolutely nowhere in the greatest bull markets of all time. Big move, a big gap and go. Still trading near the highs of the session. Running a few problems here at the double top at 63.50, backing off. But I think, for you Gilead bulls, this is what you want to see. You want to see this. You got room up to 65 here. Okay. And this is probably the last stock in the world you want to be playing breakouts on. But you had a monthly high of, let's call it 65 and a half, 65.46 and 65.34. If in fact someday you could clear that level, you got some room up to 68.80. But good report. And there you go. Room up to 65 in that one. Actually trading at last month's high.
All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at Moderna. That was setting up so pretty on the daily. I've been calling that out, that it's just been kind of sleepy there on a nice bullish pattern. Look at that bar, straight up through that roof.
News. It had
from
news,
the support right to the resistance. It was the earnings, baby. EPS coming in here at $5.24, beating the $4.59 estimate there. Big beat on EPS. Sales at $4.7 billion, beating the $4.07 billion estimate. $3 billion buyback. Combine that with Moderna reiterating its advanced purchase agreements for expected deliveries in 2022, approximately $21 billion.
I'm not going to stand in front of this one. I know it's had a big decline. It's had a nice rally. But just the setup, the 3 quiet days ahead, and now the breakout. Maybe got some more room on this one. I don't know. You'll have to drill down on your dailies, maybe in your weeklies. But you got nothing there. Maybe think about a nice round number 200 or something like that. But not standing in front of this one, and really can't give you a level unless I said go way back in the charts. But good day for Moderna. I just going in the next quarter. It's gonna be some pretty high expectations for that one. How's good old Pfizer doing? I've owned that for a while. Pfizer hanging out at 50. Merck. I bought this thing so bad, and now, oh man, I can't remember, but I know it tanked right afterwards. Merck's doing okay, kind of hanging out. But what was the other healthcare stock that you wanted to include?
Oh, you wanted to cover? I saw you go into CVS there.
CVS. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, why
CVS.
not?
Yeah. How'd we do on this one? Yep, you blasted through the pre-market high, and you did it early, and you did it often. Now over triple digits. You just ticked up 101.88. That's your high for the session. Let's see. Above this in the 102 handle. I'm not gonna. There's 3 daily highs. This is going back to April between 102.33 and 101 102.91. So I'd say maybe up to 102.50. Quiet day broke out, so it's not like this is the second or third day of a rally. But I'd give a little more room. Maybe pause at 102.50.
All right, now stocks that got hit hard, of course, were some oil names. If you saw oil names down,
Ooh.
we can go to Oxy. They did have earnings today. I remember we weren't able to cover their kind of numbers here. Let's make sure that we cover it now. Let's get into those numbers. EPS coming in at $3.47, beating the $3.02 estimate. Sales were at 10.73 billion, beating the 10.25 billion estimate.
Oh boy, bad day for Warren Street. They were out. They were wiggling out at 66. I wonder if that was Warren. Big drop in crude oil prices. I would say if you want to hang on by the hair of your chitty chin chin, and you're right here right now. You had lows 61.52, 61.60. Today's low 61.34. You've kind of distanced yourself from that area, not by much, 40, 50 cents. Keep an eye on that one. That's a good level. Let's just still stick with 61.50. It's not closing too far away from there. I'm not liking this chart, and especially when you see crude trading in the 80 handle tomorrow. And just overall crude, I know we've had some bullish and bearish rants on it. $10 wasn't the right price for it in the pandemic, and 120 was not the right price from it when it had that spike up. I know you get these crazy analysts, calling for all these different prices. I think there's an equilibrium price in crude oil that eventually it's going to work your way back to. And I don't think it's as low as 65, but I think, let's just go to a monthly chart and see where it's spent the most time over the years. Um, yeah, maybe, between 70 and 80. And I did note yesterday you were working on 2 monthly red bars in that, and you're almost for sure going to get another red bar this month.
Yeah, definitely weren't expecting to see those inventories hit the tape today. They definitely changed things
Because
up.
they're pumping, man. Mitch,
They're
they're
pumping.
pumping.
They're pumping. That's for sure.
They're taking notes from Pumpin' Powell, man. If we're
Hey,
going into a recession, they just want to get that oil out.
get it going. Get it
And you
going.
think they're going to tell you and tell us? You
Mm,
think OPEC Plus is going to tell pre-market prep plus what they're doing? I don't know. Crude's tough. I've tried to tame that market, and it's just it's not for it's for the men and for the deep pocket traders to trade. Now,
yeah,
the other thing that I
the ones that
mentioned
have
to
some good
you,
friends also.
yeah. And the other thing I mentioned to you, Money Mitch, is the backwardation that's going
Yeah.
on. And, those are the commodity traders. Those are the people that are trading it long term.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones that there's a lot of spreading going on, and that backwardation is just telling you that the big players are not expecting those prices to continue.
All right, now one that I didn't fight the tape. I'm glad I didn't fight the tape. Got on out was Starbucks. For a second there, I thought it was coming down. It looked decent out the gates. It was coming back down to the 84. I gave it a chance
Hmm.
there, but stopped for a really small stop out there. Didn't fight it when it came back up above the 85.50s. I said I was out, and Starbucks took off.
Yeah, look at that. Came down to the area. Yeah, I mean, playing something off earnings like this, so it probably wasn't as bad as expected. But they gave you a
Yeah.
good shot at the dailies, right? If you have news on
Mm-hmm.
something, and you're looking at it and you're looking at the last three lows in the $84 area. Wow, it opened at 86 and then came down to 84. Wow.
Yeah, that's
So
why I
you
was holding on for a second there. I was like, well, if it's just going to wash out, there's no reason to sell in this. But it came on back.
Oh yeah. Tough one. Yeah. I mean, it also kind of market, right?
Yeah,
It's just
definitely.
the buy the mentality. But
Well,
good to recognize when it didn't work out your way, and
yeah.
good to move on.
Well, I moved on that one. And I closed the winner, baby. DraftKings is done, baby. I'm all out, wiping it down. Good trade out there. 21% on that bad boy in just 3 days, Joel. Not a bad swing trade, right? This is a lot having to do with the NFL preseason starts tomorrow, right? Could we get maybe another little lift? Yes, I think we could. But from here, I think there's not too much room for me on the profit side. So I rather run into the strength of the green candle into the close than try to run into the red candle tomorrow. So I just got out there at 1690. Not a bad little one. Look where it went to today. 1691, baby. I'll take
Yeah.
1690.
1, 2, a pause, 3, 4, 5 up days in a row. Uh, Good trade. I do think it's going to pause at 17. I'm looking over here
Yeah.
to the left, and there's quite a few daily highs in here. Right, boom, boom, boom,
Mm-hmm.
right around the $17 area, and also you get the spoos down 20 tomorrow, and this is gonna open down. It just will move with the
Yeah.
market. The other thing, when we were discussing this about your exit, I was trying to get people to hold on. Well, you kind of almost gonna
All
get
out
a
of pen
red,
too.
yeah,
I
get a
closed
red
it
candle,
also.
yeah, get a red candle and pen.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So the Hall of Fame games tomorrow, right? Is that what? Is that the kickoff of the preseason? Is it the Hall of Fame game?
No, we just got preseason first game. So
When's the Hall of Fame game? I thought, isn't that usually what they kick off the? No, that's not what they kick off the preseason
m-
with down in
maybe.
Canton,
I
Ohio.
mean,
Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, how about your
maybe. Let me see here.
your Finns getting in trouble?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The Hall of Fame game. That's what it's called. You're
Yeah.
right. I got you. I got you. I just checked on it there, verified there. Yeah, Jaguars versus Raiders tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, Thursday, August 4th. The Hall of Fame game.
What network is it? What is it on? Amazon? What is it on? I'll just be curious to
Ooh,
see what
that's an interesting
the
one.
but how we digress. Okay. All
Oh,
right.
like always, it's preseason football, though. It's not going to matter too much, but it's going to be definitely fun to watch. Get back into some sports talk, and that's why I was playing the play.
Okay.
I'm done with it. We'll see it next year. And let's go ahead. Let's get out of this. We got 356. How is the futures looking here towards the close?
Someone had an opinion of 4170. Nothing there except
Oh,
a pivot point formula, which I don't put a lot of reliance on those. But when you do get away from things, so this is going to be a 38-day high in the market. 4170. Just some people are like, hey, I just this has been a nice run, taking some profits. So that's what you have. So fading a little bit into the close, but still, we're going to improve on the high close of the move, not by a little bit there, Mitchy Mitch. We are going to improve on the high close of the move as we stand right now, by almost 30 handles. That high close
Don't
in the
say it
move.
too quickly there, Joel. Don't say
Yeah,
it too quickly there.
41.3350 was the high close on Friday. And now, I'll go out on a line and say it's going to be at least 20 handles. That means I could be shielded down to 41.53. But I know we got Mr. Chaikin on tomorrow.
That's going to be fun to ask him how he sees his outlook, right? It's
Yeah,
going to
he's
be fun to find on out. I mean,
go to 3,700 and 4,800, and then back down to 3,200, and then back up to 4,400, and then really get ready for the rest. I don't know.
Well,
follow.
Dennis was talking about 4,800 today, baby. He was talking about a
No,
new all-time high.
Nah, he was just trying to.
We gotta have fun with it. That's how it is in financial markets, especially in this media. There's just so much going around, and the truth is like Dennis and we say it often, is nobody knows really. Let's just be honest. If anybody knew, I think we would just follow them. But
if I tried to do what he did with my portfolio, oh boy, it would be a mess. That's why it's kind of in and out. But we did lose some altitude here. Now we can improve on that close by 25 handles. So little profit taking. People are thinking, oh, what's going to happen overnight? And that's always, I mean, you could get hedged, but
you know what?
You never know.
I'm gonna show this before we get on out of here. I think it's an important outlook to take a look at. So I've been talking about that last time that we were in that price consolidation period, right? We did get a spike there that went through the high, and the very next day we went right back down to the support. That's what I'm gonna be watching for tomorrow. I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen, but that's what happened last time that we gave this look where we were just gonna break on out. We came right back to support. So what would that be? So that would be a move that brings us back down, let's say closer towards 408 tomorrow. If that doesn't happen, you guys are going to be watching. You might get a flip on Mitch over here into full bull mode, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Like always, we'll be here tomorrow morning with
408 tomorrow.
Yeah.
408 tomorrow.
Yeah. That's
unless a China pulls a stink bomb. I don't think we're going to 408 tomorrow, but I don't want to give them any ideas. Okay.
We'll see what happens, guys.
Look at us drop. Just as I said we were going to improve by 20 handles, they said stuff it. And now it's only going to improve on the high close of the move by
so
little over
don't talk
20
too fast
handles.
there, Joel.
Yeah, I know. You never know.
No, in this market, you don't. Really.
Okay. All right, good job, Mitch. And
after the close, eBay, Allstate, Robinhood, tomorrow before the open, Alibaba, Lilly, Cigna, Datadog, and Penn. And there's a reason why I got a Penn. I wasn't going to hang around so those earnings hit tomorrow. We'll definitely see you guys tomorrow on Pre-Market Prep. Up next, you guys got some, of course. Actually, no, we're going to wrap it on up. It's not cannabis today. That's tomorrow, Mitch. Come on. All right, that's going to be doing it for me. The dogs are barking just like the stock, so that means I'm getting out of here. You guys smash the like. We'll see you next time, like always, right here on Benzinga. Please let us know. What do you want to see more or less of on Benzinga? I'm going to do so and try to bring some new content to the channel, but you guys let us know what you want to see. Hit the comments on after.